Krishna, dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with our Srimad Bhagavatam, study of second canto, chapter number 6, the Purusha Sukta confirmed, and today's verse is number 26. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'll share my screen. One second.
Yes, we can continue with the Bhagavatam.
Yes, Maharaj. We are on text number 26, and you can please take over, Maharaj.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namadayani mantrascha dakshinascha vartani cha devata nukramam kalpa sankalpas tantram evacha. Other necessities include invoking the different names of the demigods by specific hymns and vows of recompense in accordance with the particular scripture for specific purposes and by specific processes. The word specific is used 3 times there. Let's see, specific hymns, specific scripture purposes, specific processes. Note that word specific. Purport. The whole process of offering sacrifice is under the category of fruit of action, and such activities are extremely scientific. They mainly depend on the process of vibrating sounds with a particular accent. It is a great science, and due to being out of proper use for more than 4,000 years, for want of qualified brahmanas, such performances of sacrifice are no longer effective. Nor are they recommended in this fallen age. Any such sacrifice undertaken in this age as a matter of show may simply be cheating process by the clever priestly order. But such a show of sacrifices cannot be effective at any stage. Fruit of action is being carried on by the help of material science and to a little extent by gross material help. But the materialists await a more subtle advancement in the process of vibrating sounds of which the Vedic hymns are established. Gross material science cannot divert the real purpose of human life. It can only increase the artificial needs of life without any solution to the problems of life. Therefore, the way of materialistic life leads to the wrong type of human civilization. Since the ultimate aim of life is spiritual realization, the direct way of invoking the holy name of the Lord, as mentioned above, is precisely recommended by Lord Chaitanya, and people of modern age can easily take advantage of the simple process which is tenable for the condition of the complicated social structure. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gnana Salakaya Chaks Militam Yena Shri Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvasesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Resutarne Vanchakopa Terubhischa Pipa Sindhube Bacha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, yeah, in this fallen age of Kali, Manda Sumanda Matayo Manya Bhagatabdaha, Yena Prayena Sabda Kalon Yuge, Jismin Janaha, Manda Sumanda Matayo Manya Bhagatabdaha. So people cannot follow the Vedas, nor can they properly execute Vedic sacrifices. And so we throw all of that out in this age because right now, whatever is being done, it's just simply for show in order to attract some innocent people to get involved and give donations which support the Brahmins' economic needs. And nowadays, the temples around these different temples, they show the deity, collect some money. They don't give much to the deity. They give some sugar cubes and some peanuts. Maybe if it's special, they put some cashews in there. But the whole thing is a show in order to get some money, to get people to donate so they can maintain their temple, maintain their personal needs. No, so this way, it's a farce. Because one has to be highly qualified and one has to chant the mantras properly. Everything has to be in place. Everything has to be done exactly according to scriptural direction. There's no, as it says here, Prabhupada said, any sacrifice undertaken in this age is a matter of show, may simply be a cheating process by the clever priestly orders. So that's what we're talking about. It's a cheating process, and they're very clever, making a show out of it and making it seem like it's something that is spiritual. That's not. So ultimately, like we discussed yesterday or the day before, it all comes back to the same point, that in this age, there is yagya, there is sacrifice. Kaler doshanidhi rajan asti eko mahagun. Kirtana eva Krishnasya mukta sangam parambhajat. The chanting of the holy names of the Lord, Harinam Sankirtan, is the means for self-realization in this world. And it's a yagya, it's an austerity. Every age has its austerity in terms of the means for self-realization in that particular age. But in this age, because people are less qualified to chant the Vedic mantras, perform different kinds of rituals, and ultimately have qualified Brahmins doing the ceremonies, and being genuine in the desire to benefit from it spiritually, not simply to collect money, then the whole thing doesn't work in this age. So therefore, the Lord has the foresight. He knows. So he came to make the process easy. And chanting of the holy names of the Lord is it's like a sacrifice in the sense that the ear is like the fire, and the sound vibration enters into the ear is like putting the ghee onto the fire. And the results is a transformation of the heart and of consciousness. So hearing and chanting is like performing Vedic sacrifice, is only in a different form, but it's the same essential thing. What are we doing? We're offering the Lord his name as a means to please him in this age of Kali. And therefore, it is seen or understood by Vedic mantras as being the bona fide process in this age. We cannot concoct a process. You might say, well, in your ISKCON society, you still do pujas. Yes, we do. We do yajnas for initiations. We do yajnas for marriages, and even sometimes we do special yajnas for bringing some auspicious benefit for bringing a child into the world or protecting against inauspicious forces. We do that. We follow that, but we understand that just like Prabhupada, he writes, here's a good example. If you turn to sixth canto, third chapter, I believe it's verse number 24, 6, 3, 24, sixth canto, chapter 3, verse number 24. This will illustrate the point that is being made here in a very clear way. You go down the page. Let's see. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Keep going. Let's see. Keep going. Okay. Keep going. Let's see. Let's see. Keep going. This is a long purport. I think it's there somewhere. If it's not in this verse, it's in the previous verse then, or in the following verse. Go to the following verse, number 25. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's see. This is, yeah, okay, here. Unfortunately, unintelligent people, bewildered by the grandeur of Vedic yajnas, want to see gorgeous sacrifices performed. They want Vedic mantras chanted and huge amounts of money spent for such ceremonies. Sometimes we have to observe the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies to please such unintelligent men. Recently, when we established a large Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan, we were obliged to have Vedic sacrifices enacted by Brahmins because the inhabitants of Vrindavan, especially the Smarta Brahmins, would not accept Europeans and Americans as bona fide Brahmins. Thus, we had to engage Brahmanas to perform costly yajnas. In spite of these yajnas, the members of our society performed Sankirtan loudly with mridangas. And I consider the Sankirtan more important than the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Both the ceremonies and the Sankirtan were going on simultaneously. And then Prabhupada goes on, the ceremonies were meant for persons interested in Vedic rituals for elevations to the heavenly planets, whereas the Sankirtan was meant for pure devotees interested in pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We would have simply performed Sankirtan, but the inhabitants of Vrindavan would not have taken the installation ceremony seriously. As explained here, the Vedic performances are meant for those whose intelligence has been dulled by the language of the Vedas. So this patterns the so here it says, especially in this age of Kali, Sankirtan alone is sufficient. If the members of our temples in different parts of the world simply continue Sankirtan before the deity, especially before Lord Chaitanya, they will remain perfect. There is no need for any other performance. Nevertheless, to keep oneself clean in habit and mind, deity worship and other regulative principles are required. Srila Jiva Goswami says that old Sankirtan is sufficient for the perfection of life. The archanam, or worship of the deity in the temple, must continue in order that the devotees stay clean and pure. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati therefore recommends that one follow both processes simultaneously. We should strictly follow his principle of performing deity worship and Sankirtan along with parallel lines. This we should continue. He's not talking about these Vedic sacrifices, but he's talking about the process of worshiping the Lord in his deity form, Archa Vigraha. So Prabhupada established both, both are necessary. But Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma in this age, and it's sufficient for self-realization. As Prabhupada said, devotees will remain pure if they continue with their Sankirtan program. But in order to develop the qualities of the mode of goodness, in some cases, then this worship of the deity, Archana, is done. As Prabhupada said, in order for that the devotees stay clean and pure, like that. So here, this purport really patterns the same one we were just hearing from. And you can see there's other statements. So in this age, we can do both, but we have to emphasize Sankirtan above everything else. Because simply by Sankirtan alone, one can become fully God conscious. Because this is the Yuga Dharma in this age, it was demonstrated and performed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the scriptures glorify the process of chanting the holy name as the means for self-realization in this age. So if we follow that simple process of doing Sankirtan, our temples become pure, our lives become pure. We become pure, and ultimately we can go back to Godhead simply by that continuous type of purity. Okay. You can stop here and see if there's any comments or questions.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Maharaj. Such a wonderful class. The reference, sixth canto verse, is also very apt for this topic. And Srila Prabhupada gave such a wonderful instruction, like deity worship and Sankirtana should go parallelly. Yeah, all devotees have to remember that. Thank you so much. Sri Devi Mataji, please go ahead. Dear devotees, please turn on your cameras if possible.
Thank you, Srimati. Okay, Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'm not able to quite understand why this sentence is explaining that sacrifice is under category of fruitive action. Fruitive action by definition means I'm doing something for myself. I want results. Sacrifice by definition is I'm surrendering that to please the Lord. So I'm not able to, or are they talking of this particular fire sacrifice? Is that what it is over here? The whole process of offering sacrifice is under the category of fruitive action, and such activities are extremely scientific. I'm not able to understand why sacrifice is considered fruitive action. Looks like Guru Maharaj is really tired.
Huh?
Guru Maharaj?
Yeah.
The very first sentence of the purport is a little bit puzzling to me. Why is fruitive action considered sacrifice?
Well, these are recommended yagyas in order to get some kind of material benefit. These are yagyas mentioned in the Shastras. So they're called sacrifices. There's different kinds of Vedic rituals which include fire ceremonies, others that don't. These are all part of the Vedas. And I mean, to arrange these things are very costly. They take a long time to arrange. Everything has to be perfectly arranged. So there's a lot of what we say, energy, time, and finances go in these sacrifices. So it's a sacrifice.
So therefore, this very popular Satyanarayan Puja, which used to be done, which I think is still being done, because I remember growing up, "Oh, we're doing Satyanarayan Puja, please come," like this. It was a big deal. A lot of paraphernalia and a lot of articles were collected, and there was a fire, sacrifice, and then all kinds of offerings, and then, of course, profuse prasadam and all that. So this Satyanarayan Puja also comes under the category of Karma Yoga then, because I'm trying to get something material for doing this, correct? Is that right, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, well, the results are material, right?
Okay. All right. I understand now. Thank you.
Okay, it's not spiritual. It's not
Right.
Vedic.
Thank you, Maharaj. Shilpesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to the assembled devotees. Guru Maharaj, when we do the yagna, when there's a diksha ceremony, what's the purpose then of a yagna?
What's the purpose of obeying yajna?
No, when we do a diksha ceremony in ISKCON,
Yeah, that's part of the process for that we do. That one we do. Usually we do it for marriages and for initiations, these two. Sometimes we do it for home openings too. So it gives some added mercy. Yeah. But if you want to just chant Hare Krishna and have kirtan, that's sufficient. But there is a process called Diksha, and then there is this ceremony that surrounds it. The ceremony is quite nice.
So it's mostly just for more auspiciousness. It's like a process of auspiciousness.
Yeah. All of these sacrifices are meant to invoke auspiciousness along with the benefit. But the benefit, most of the time, is always material. In fact, it always is. Okay?
If it's material, then how does that tie in with a diksha ceremony then?
Well, that one isn't. That's spiritual. Not all the sacrifices are. Majority. I mean, the Vedas are full of sacrifices. There's whole volumes of just different types of sacrifices to the different devas for different material benefits. There's even sacrifices you can use to. There's like, what was it? Vishwamitra Muni wanted to send this one person to the heavenly planets. So he performed a sacrifice, and the guy starts flying up in the air. And he's heading to heaven. And then Indra gets angry and says he can't come because he's not qualified. So Indra throws him back down with a sacrifice. And the guy goes down, and then Vishwamitra Muni is angry, and he pushes him back up. The guy's going up and down. So it looks quite ridiculous. You can read about that pastime in the ninth canto. So sometimes, yeah, there's sacrifices for everything has to be done as a sacrifice. But the holy name, chanting the holy name, is the Maha sacrifice in this age, and covers up all. That's like Prabhupada said, we opened the temple simply by Harinam Sankirtan. It wasn't necessary, but we did the actual yajna because the Brahmins there would find fault with us and say we were not bona fide. People get impressed by these sacrifices. This is for less intelligent people. One time Prabhupada went to one place in India, I think it was Nellore, and there was a very, very rich lady there, and she wanted to do a deity installation of her new deities. And so she asked Prabhupada to do it. Prabhupada wanted to somehow or other keep favor of her, so he accepted it so he could eventually bring her to Krishna consciousness. So he decided to do it, and then when the sacrifice began, Prabhupada said, "Hand me a conch shell with some milk in it." And they did, and he poured it on the deity, and he says, he said, "Deity is installed." Took him about 2 minutes to do the thing. The lady freaked out. She thought, what is this? And when Prabhupada stopped there, I mean, we bathe the deity with conch shells, we do sacrifices, we do yajnas, but these are all in line with the spiritual aspect, not for the material benefits. Most sacrifices are done for material benefits. So that sacrifice that will lead you to success is Harinam Sankirtan, because that's the recommended sacrifice in this age. Yagnai Sankirtanai Prayai Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha. So that is the scriptures recommend this type of sacrifice, chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yeah.
Guru Maharaj, what is the spiritual benefit then of a sacrifice when we do it in that respect?
What do you mean, the spiritual benefit?
Well, like, for example, you're saying when we have a Diksha ceremony, we do a yajna.
Yeah, that consummates the vows of the participants, because the fire becomes you throw your grains into the fire. It means then that purifies your karma like that, and then you become somewhat qualified to receive the mercy of the Lord. But initiation ceremonies and weddings they're in line with samskaras. We also do samskaras too. Sometimes we do the anaprast like that. And sometimes they do the vivahan samskara, which is marriage, of course. The upanaya samskara, which is initiation. So the samskaras are there, and they're okay. It's not about material benefit. It's about moving people from one level to another level. Yeah, there's a distinction. Not all yajnas are the same. But most yajnas are for invoking the mercy of the Lord in order to get a better position in the material world. So if people didn't have these rituals or samskaras, they would do it anyway, which people in the West do anyway. They don't follow any rules or regulations. They don't do any sacrifices. They just do what they want and call it. They go to marriage. They go down to meet some priest. They give him some money. He says a few nice words, and people are married. But you can also do initiations without the fire. We've done that before when it was not possible. But to do it according to the Vedas, we follow that principle. You still can't understand it, so I can't say any more.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. It's very helpful, actually. Thank you.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Maharaj, I have a question while others are thinking. So, Usually in Indian families, when we grew up with a lot of performing rituals or festivals like demigod worships and all. So that becomes a sentiment, like to follow all these things because family is following, we have to follow. But after coming into Krishna consciousness, when we get this knowledge, like not to go after the fruitive actions, all that. So we can't leave the previous things, and for the family's sake, or for some fear will be there in the heart or mind, whether if we stop this, what will happen. So like this, different opinions or different sentiments are still stuck in the mind. um, so how exactly we should be performing in this time, at this time, Maharaj?
I mean, how should we go along with the regular sacrifices that are done?
Not yeah, because in general household we don't do much of sacrifices, right, Maharaj? We just do some pujas or rituals, or for every festival we have something to do.
Sometimes to follow tradition, we do something like that.
Mm.
Just to follow the Vedic tradition, that's all. There's all kinds of sacrifices. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands, and the Vedas are full.
Yeah, but some devotees are still stuck, or like they want to do or they have to do all these things.
No, not necessary. We just went through that. It's not necessary. If you chant Hare Krishna,
Mm.
and then you're performing the sacrifice for the age, which includes all of the benefits of all other sacrifices. Just like it says just like when we offer our food, what do? We chant the mantras, three mantras 3 times. But in certain circumstance, or if a person can't remember the mantras, he can chant Hare Krishna and offer his food like that, just by chanting Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yes, Maharaj. I think it will take some time to come out of this type of mentality and fix on Krishna consciousness.
Because they make some big show out of it. And that's why.
Mm.
But it's just a show, that's all. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, he who worships the demigods goes to the demigods. He who worships the ancestors goes to the ancestors. He who worships ghosts and spirits take birth among such beings, and he who worships me comes to me.
Mm.
The goals are different. You want to go to the demigods and get some higher position in the heavenly realm and enjoy sense gratification on a higher level, then that's there. The Vedas, as what does Krishna tell Arjuna? What is that verse? Let's see. Trigunya Visaya Veda Nistrigunya Vavarjuna Nirdwandwo Nityasattvasto Niryoga Shema Atvavan. The Vedas deal mostly with the 3 modes of material nature. Rise above these modes, O Arjuna. Be transcendental. Be free from all anxieties and from all desires for gain and safety. So Krishna is telling Arjuna to transcend the Vedas, not to follow the Vedic rituals, not to follow the Vedic, but to follow the principle of bhakti or devotion to Krishna, which is direct. If you want more explanation of that, go to that verse. It's second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, verse number 45. 245.
Yes.
You can read the purport and see what Prabhupada says in relationship to transcending the Vedas and not following the Vedic rituals. Why is Krishna telling Arjuna not to?
Yes, I'm sure.
Triguna, yeah.
Do you want me to read
Yeah, somebody read that. All material activities involved.
All material activities involve actions and reactions in the three modes of material nature. They are meant for fruitive results, which cause bondage in the material world. The Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plane. Arjuna, as a student and friend of Lord Krishna, is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy, where in the beginning there is Brahma Jignasa or questions on the supreme transcendence. All the living entities who are in the material world are struggling very hard for existence. For them, the Lord, after creation of the material world, gave the Vedic wisdom, advising how to live and get rid of the material entanglement. When the activities for sense gratification, namely the Karma Kanda chapter, are finished, then the chance for spiritual realization is offered in the form of the Upanishads, which are part of different Vedas, as the Bhagavad Gita is part of the fifth Veda, namely the Mahabharata. The Upanishads mark the beginning of transcendental life.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the material body exists, there are actions and reactions in the material modes. One has to learn tolerance in face of dualities, such as happiness and distress or cold and warmth, and by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxieties regarding gain and loss. This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna.
Okay. Do you need further explanation? Yeah. Yeah. The Vedas are there for certain elevations, but if you want to go to the transcendental platform, you have to take up bhakti, karma yoga, jnana yoga, all of these different yogas, this yoga, that yoga. Elevate your consciousness from one level to another. They can't bring you to the pure spiritual platform because unless you worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotion, you can't ultimately attain to the perfectional stage, which is love of God. So here it says, the Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of to the position on the transcendental plane or the spiritual plane. But that doesn't mean they're on the highest plane. It's just above the three modes, like Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raja. The different elevations of consciousness based on yagyas, sacrifices, study of the Vedas, chanting mantras, worshiping the deity. All of these things elevate your consciousness.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
But to get to the perfectional stage, which is love of God, one has to engage in bhakti yoga. So after Krishna explains all of these things in the 6th chapter of Gita, he says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatendranatmanaham stradavan bhajate yomam te me yuktatamo mataha. Out of all yogis, he who abides in me in great and transcendental faith is most intimately united with me in the highest, most intimately united with me in yoga, and is the highest of all. Yeah. So that is what the soul's nature is, to serve the Lord in devotion.
Yes, Maharaj.
All these other things can move you from the mode of ignorance to the mode of passion, the mode of passion to the mode of goodness, like that. The mode of goodness, maybe even to the Brahman effulgence, but they can't take you to the point of bhakti. Bhakti comes only when one takes shelter of Guru and learns the process of worshiping the Lord by serving the Lord according to the directions of Guru given by Krishna in the heart.
Yes.
So the process is quite specific, but at the same time, it's broad for those who want something other than pure love of God.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for such a detailed explanation. Thank you. Sonal Mataji, you raised your hand previously. Do you want to go ahead with your question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my obeisances to all the devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. My question was similar to Sri Devi Mataji's, that I have certain family members who are doing certain yajnas every year or whatever. But then, I mean, I don't know whether to interfere in them or not, because if they don't, there are certain family members, even they don't want to even do that. So, shall we just let them carry on? At least it's bringing them to some consciousness of God rather than having nothing at all.
Yeah, that. Let them carry on, but at the same time, you can also say that if you want to make the yagya pure, chant Hare Krishna as part of the ceremony. Add kirtan to the ceremony. That's all. If you can. If you can't, just let them carry on. Better not to. If you interrupt them, they won't do anything. And that's worse.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. But if you can say, well, by chanting Hare Krishna, then everything becomes purified because you're bringing in the Supreme Lord directly into your yogya.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Sri Devi has got her orange hand up again. Not yellow.
You have to change the color of your hand.
No, she's unique, so she has to have a unique hand color.
Mataji, please unmute.
I swear, I don't know how it became like that. I'm so sorry, Guru Maharaj. I will try to rectify it. I think I have to change some settings again.
Don't worry, we're not
Okay.
karma kandis. You can use purple if you want. You can use rainbow colors. You can use any color you want. We're not limited to yellow hands. Of course, yellow symbolizes Lord Chaitanya, but
I will rectify it, Guru Maharaj. So my question, I'm taking little courage now from Srimati and Sonal and asking this question. Some of my relatives now, after 20 years or so, suddenly they're remembering that they have a cousin sister called Lakshmi and they're trying to get in touch with me. They want to catch up with me. And I said, look, I'm into bhakti yoga and you're welcome to talk about Krishna. I'm really not interested in talking about which relative is doing what, where, and so on. And I thought better to be straightforward and, honest and blunt about it, because I really don't want them coming around and wasting my time, discussing this uncle, that auntie, that cousin, who did what, where, etc. I know I'm being little maybe too blunt, but I don't have time to waste now, Guru Maharaj, especially after this recent visit by another close relative. I realized that I don't want to waste time, even, in trying to pretending to be nice and all this. I want them to understand the gravity of this human form of life and take advantage. If they come here, it's not for sightseeing and shopping. I'm not here to take them around for, they want to hear the pastime, they want to hear about Krishna, they want to make their life successful. Hey, I'm willing to do every little bit I can. So I don't know, is this going to put them off, or is this a bad way to go about it? I have no idea.
What's the result so far?
I don't know. I've just said it. I've put it out in the air now. I don't know what the response will be.
Yeah. If you feel that way, then fine. We don't have to patronize others just to be social.
Okay. So it's all right to be straightforward and blunt like that.
Straightforward, but not, condemning. Just welcoming into the real process of devotion, and just say, Yeah, we don't have time for all this other stuff.
Okay.
You don't, because it just drags you down anyway. It's not
Right.
a waste of time, but it takes you away from the essence.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all right. But just be nice.
Thank you, Maharaj. The devotees, any more questions or comments? Maharaj, today I see so many new devotees joining on the call. I just want to acknowledge that. Thank you for joining, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, you can please unmute and talk. Hare Krishna.
I'm still waiting. I'm just waiting for you to sound something.
Yes, Maharaj. I think devotees doesn't have any questions. I just have one more clarification to do with you. Like when I was reading in Bhagavatam, first canto, 9th chapter, in that Srila Prabhupada was mentioning about thinking, feeling, and willing. So the thinking, feeling, willing is like presenting our whole consciousness to Krishna, on dovetailing our activities, day-to-day activities, into Krishna consciousness. Is that the correct way to understand, Maharaj?
I didn't understand your question.
So, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about like thinking, feeling, and willing. So even I couldn't understand the whole purport. I was little doubtful about these terms like thinking, feeling, and willing. So is this like whatever consciousness we have, or whatever work we do, we are just focusing on Krishna all the time, using our whole mind and body?
Yeah, that's good.
That's it. Okay.
Still do your service. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's Krishna conscious, to remember Krishna and to serve Krishna at the same time.
Mm.
Manisha, Haribo.
Krishna Maharaj,
I picked up Lord Jagannath today. Thank you very much.
thank you very much, Maharaj, for giving me such a nice opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for being so generous.
You also take Chandan.
Yeah, I got the Chandan
You
too.
also take Chandan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jagannath is with me now.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Haribol.
Due to your mercy, thank you.
No, Maharaj, it's your mercy. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mataji's connection is poor, like cutting off.
Any more questions? Bala, come on. You always got something to say.
Yeah.
Give us your realizations about life in the material world. Tell us what we should avoid.
No, Maharaj. I'm very fallen. It's your mercy, Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And all glories to Vaishnavas everywhere. Okay, Maharaj, how about this? I frequently think about the principles of Vaishnavism, and there is this concept of elevator pitch, where somebody's trying to sell something to somebody in 2 minutes, or a script writer is trying to sell a movie director. He only has the time in the elevator, maybe 2 minutes, 1 minute, something like that. So when I think about this, because frequently when I meet my friends or somebody, you cannot give them too much. You have to quickly get them interested. And I think of the principles of Vaishnavism, the broad points, as you're not the body, you're the spirit soul. And therefore, your job is to go back to Goloka Vrindavan. And the way to do it is by Shravanam, Kirtanam, and all these processes. What else can we tell them? Is there something I'm missing? Yeah. And the main thing I also try to say is, you will be happy. You'll be deliriously happy. The happiness that you think you have now is not happiness. And so that is a selling point. So is there any other broad principles of Vaishnavism that I'm missing, Maharaj?
Well, the best way to bring out some discussion on philosophy is don't tell them or don't speak directly about what you want them to do. Ask them questions about what they're doing and find out some flaw within what they're doing and show that actually this can be overcome by depending on Krishna, chanting Krishna's name. Let them say something and then you can take it to another level, spiritual level. And you can say this is a challenging question. Are you the body or are you the spirit in the body? And then see what they say.
Right.
If you're the body, then whatever you do is right. And if you're not the body, everything I say is right. So that's a little challenging, but since they're your friends, you can also speak like that.
Yes, Maharaj. That's a great idea too. Sometimes I think, I don't know, maybe you said it, somebody else said it, they say, they talk about the body as, okay, I cut off your hand. Are you Bala? I have to say yes. Or I cut off your right hand. Are you Bala? I cut off both your legs. Are you Bala? What is this? You're losing a lot of your body, but you're still Bala. How come? And then so like that.
Yeah, something practical.
Yeah.
Or here's the one we use sometimes. We tell people, all right, point to your head, and then they point to their head. Point to your right arm. They do that. Point to your chest. So we ask them to point to different parts of the body. Then we end by saying, all right, now point to you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sometimes they just indicate the whole body.
Right.
We say that's not you, that's just the whole body. Where are you? So then that gets them to think. Am I something else than this body that I'm in? So for new people to let them understand that they're a spiritual being is the first step in God realization.
Yeah. And even I try to take baby steps. There was a Mataji, I call her Mataji, but she's just, she's not a Krishna conscious person or anything. She came to me and said, I want to stop eating meat. Help me. I'm like, yeah, that's a good start. And there are some terrific videos. Actually, one of them is, I would call it horrific. If you want somebody to stop eating meat, they have to see this and there's a chance they will never touch meat again. It's called Dominion. It's called watchdominion.com or watchdominion.org or something. I recommend that Vaishnavis not watch this. This is horrific, but it's a continuous shooting of slaughterhouses. So it's very difficult to watch. A normal human person who watches it will stop eating meat.
Yeah. We also do that one also. We do a play, a drama based on that same theme. Yeah. If you want, just say, we say the best preaching is in the graveyard. Take people to the graveyard and start preaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in the slaughterhouses, it's the ultimate principle of this is what you have to condone in order for you to eat meat.
Yeah.
You tell them that you're actually condoning this type of activity against these animals just because you want to satisfy your tongue. That's one way.
Yeah.
Or another thing is more simple. Are you afraid of death? Everyone is.
Yes.
You can say we don't die. We spiritual beings, we don't die because we know who we are, different from the body. Therefore, the body dies, we don't die. So we're free from death because the body is just disappears. They call it death, but I still remain. But if you think you're the body, then when you think about death, or you're actually undergoing the process of dying, you're fearful. But if you know you're not the body, then what's happening? You're losing just that coil that's keeping that is encompassing you, the spirit, and now you're free from that encumbrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go, and if you live a spiritual life, you go back to the spiritual world where there's no material bodies anymore.
That'd be so wonderful, Maharaj.
All right, and there's other things you can say, just like, for instance, at night when you dream, you say, sometimes you have dreams that you see yourself in the dream. And people will say, yeah, that's true, I do. Then who's the person you're seeing in the dream, and who's the one that's watching the dream? Seems to be two people there.
Who's the observer? Yeah.
Who's the observer and who's being observed? The observer is actually the soul, and who's being observed is your conception of yourself in the bodily existence. What's another one?
Awesome, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a nice discussion.
Thank you, Mataji.
Dear devotees, any more comments or questions? Maharaj, we are at 1 hour mark anyway, so can we start chanting today for some time?
Yeah, I can only do one round because I have a lot of work tonight, but I'll do one round with you. That's as much as I can go.
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining, dear devotees, and we'll see you all tomorrow. I just want to announce tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class is with Harrisburg devotees, and the time is 12 p.m. UK time. It is 5:30 p.m. India time, and 7 a.m. for Eastern. And tomorrow Maharaj is doing Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 5th chapter, 5.23 to 28.
Okay.
Maharaj, I believe Ansuya Mataji has sent you a message about that.
I got it.
Yeah. So Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 5.23 to 20.
Yeah.
I'll share the link in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So we can chant. You can continue your chanting after I depart.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
don't be influenced by me having to leave. You can chant as long as you want to. For some of you, this is your japa time anyway.
Yeah.
So, especially for those in the U.S. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna